So just as everybody knows, okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So welcome everyone to this parent info session. It's about learning more about paper and what paper can do for you and for your students. Okay, so a few things to keep in mind before we start. Please keep your mics off to avoid any background noise. I'm going to be pausing during the session to entertain questions, and I'm also going to give a few minutes at the end to answer any questions that you may have. All right. So when if you feel that you have a question, so please unmute yourself and you can ask the questions. And at the end, you can either unmute yourself or you can place your answer in your question in the chat box. So let's go ahead and get started. So what is paper? How does it work? What is the benefits for you, parents, for students? So let's start first with one of the with some of the biggest challenge that parents all across the U.S. face when helping their students with academics. So we as parents, we took a survey with thousands of parents, and they replied back to us with the biggest challenges that they face with their students. So here are some of the most common. So one is helping with advanced topic assignments. 2 is helping prepare for exams. 3 is helping finish an assignment due to next day. 4 is revising their writing assignments. And some parents, they have all of the above. So, and we can group them. We can group them into, we can put them into 3 groups. So that is, 1 is helping with homework assignments. And 2 is helping your students with preparing for an exam. And 3 is well, last year and in part of this year, your students were taking distance learning courses. So, and that also was a challenge for them and for you. So, what is paper's mission? Paper's mission is to deliver educational equity through personal learning. It's just to a level playing field for all students. So that means that we want to provide tutoring services for all the students, not just for a few. So we want every student in the district, in your district, to have the opportunity to get help with homework and any challenging concept. All right. So what is paper? Paper is an educational support system provided by your school. It's free for all your students. So for all the students in your districts, it's free. Paper offers unlimited tutoring help support live. That is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. So it's live. So students are going to be contacting and working with a paper tutor. It doesn't matter the time of the day. We see that some students like to contact paper tutors at 10 o'clock at night, some others 1 o'clock in the morning. So it doesn't matter the day or the time of the day. There's always paper tutors available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In addition to the live tutoring support, students can also they can get help with any piece of written work. So with any written assignment, students can submit their work to paper tutors so that they can be reviewed and they can get annotated feedback within 24 hours. All right. And also these services are provided in English, Spanish, French, and to some extent in Mandarin as well. Okay. So, and who are our tutors? Well, our tutors are certified professionals. They all have bachelor's degrees. Some have masters and some others have PhDs. There's a group of tutors that they were former teachers. Some of them are retired. They also go through a strict background check, and they all are trained on the Socratic method. So what is the Socratic method? It's they guide the students through the homework problem by asking a lot of questions and prompting critical thinking. all right? And all our tutors are hired by, oops, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. Let me just see. Just 1 second, let me see. I think I lost my presentation. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Let me go back to start sharing my screen. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Okay, here we go. So yeah, all our tutors are paper employees. We don't work with freelancers. All right. So there is also we at paper we take student privacy very seriously. That's why sessions when a student interacts with a tutor, a session only shows the student's first name, last initial, and grade level, and it's all chat-based. That means that there's no video or audio between the student and the tutor. Students work with also with a new tutor every sessions. They never get the same tutor, and like I said, they only work through a chat, not video. Okay, so there's also some features where students get flagged. That means that students get flagged for two reasons. One is when students for the first time logs into a paper, they will be prompted to accept the code of conduct for paper. And if once they accept the code of conduct and they engage as a tutor and they start a session and they don't follow the code of conduct, they get flagged. So, and if the student gets flagged 3 times, then they will lose temporary access to the platform. All right. So, and usually that is some examples of why a student can get flagged is students sometimes they start trolling the tutor, they start spamming the tutor, they start using foul language, and so those are a few examples of why students get flagged. Also, students can get flagged because of worrisome behavior. So if during a session with a tutor, the paper tutor notices that there's some worrisome language in during the session, and that means if the student starts talking about harming themselves or harming others, then the tutor will immediately contact and alert the tutor manager. Okay, and they will flag and they will contact the students immediately. Okay, all our tutors are certified in Safe Talk. Okay, so how does that work? So first, your students are going to be logging in through a link that we are providing, we have provided, whether that is through our main link at app.paper.co, okay, or sometimes they could be, depending on the school, it could be through Ever or Casting. In your case, it's Google. So let's take a look. Let me just stop sharing and see if I have my, so let's have a quick look at the student's dashboard. All right. Okay, so I'm going to share and we're going to see what so once your student logs into paper, they're going to see, this is their main default page. Okay, this is their student dashboard. So here they're going to have 3 tabs. They have the dashboard tab. This is the default window. Then you have the chat tab in the essay review chat tab. All right. If you go further to the right, you're going to see your student's name and last name, and they're going to see this white bubble where they're going to click, and they will see the different language preferences. So you can select, well, English is by default. You can select French, Mandarin, Spanish. So let's say I'm a student that I feel more comfortable getting tutors or having a session in Spanish. So I will click Spanish, and what that does is it will convert the whole dashboard into a Spanish. They will have everything in Spanish, and it will also alert all the Spanish-speaking tutors to be ready for the session. All right. So for fun purposes, we're gonna just keep it in English. All right. So now here is down below. You have the students can either watch an intro video, or they can click on the paper station button right here. This is a new feature, and students have this now available. So, and this is once the student clicks there, has a lot of videos and information about how a student can get acquainted with paper, how to navigate paper, and how to maximize its use. So there's a lot of tutorial videos. There are a lot of information, and there are five, I believe, six stations they can complete. After each session, after each station, they will receive a badge, just you know, as a way of recognizing their work at the station, and just so that they can have that as completed. Also, in the left side right here, that's where a student will initiate contact with a tutor. So, but to initiate contact with a tutor, or to contact a tutor, a student can either type the question right here in this field. They can also use, if they have their homework in a document, they can also upload the document just by clicking in the paper clip right here, or they can also take a picture of their homework and upload the picture, and they will use this as well. Okay, and if the student already knows or if they just want to go ahead and go to the specific subject that they feel that they need help with, so they can just click it, ask the tutor. Okay, so let's say I'm a student and I need help with my math homework. I will go and click Ask Tutor under my math tile right here. So all your students' classes and subjects are going to be rostered right here. So it's going to be easier for them to just find whatever subject or the class that they need the help with. All right. So let's go ahead and just give you a quick demo. And I'm going to click Ask a Tutor in math. So I click there, and this is going to take me. Sorry, my internet's a little slow. So what that does is it's going to take me to the chat window where the tutor is. This is so while we connect. It's this is the fastest way to for a student to get a session started, is by asking a tutor, because that will connect it immediately with a tutor specialized in the subject matter. Here, if they tap the question here, it's going to be more like a random. It's going to go to a random tutor, and not to a specific tutor. So here we go. We are at the chat window, and from time to time, at the first time when the student logs in, is going to get this prompt bubbles right here, and it's just going to instruct them what to do next. All right. So as you can see, sometimes they will see a picture of the tutor. Sometimes they will just see an avatar like here. They will see the first name of the tutor and the name of the class or the subject. And as you can see, the tutor has already wrote to me, said, "Hello, Sebastian, what would you like help with?" And that took less than 20 seconds. So I'm just going to tell them that I'm just looking around. and send it. So, what there are three ways that a student can start interacting with a tutor. One is by asking the question in this field right here. Another option is to send a file with the student's homework, or taking a picture and sending the picture, uploading the picture. And the third option is to go ahead and click draw. That will, so that they can use, we have a whiteboard the student can use. So let's say I'm a student that I like to draw. So it's 10 minus, let's say 5x equals, let's say 4. I can do it in different colors. I can also highlight it. There's many ways that I can provide the, and I just send the, and I just send it. You see the unload. Okay, and then the tutor will then can also use the whiteboard to make notations, and just sending me back the whiteboard. Also, let's see if I can just increase this a little bit. Okay. So yeah, and to end the session, all I do is I go to end session right here, and I will be prompted to provide feedback. So let's say I already finished with all the questions that I had, and the tutor was great. So I'm gonna click on I got the help I needed, thanks, and then end the session. And then also I will give it I will rate it with 5 stars because I really like the tutor. I really like the tutor was very patient, and he was very caring. It was an A tutor. Do you feel more confident? Yes, I feel more confident, and I'm just going to provide additional feedback. It was great, and submit. Okay, so that's very quick. An overview of what happens when a student interacts with a tutor. Another feature is students also can upload any piece of written work, and for that they will use the upload an essay. They can use this tab right here, or they can go right here with the blue button and then just click there, upload an essay. All right, and I got another bubble right here instructing me what to do next. I can attach a file where my written work is, where my written assignment, and I have to make sure that the written assignment is in either a doc format, a PDF format, or a text format. Okay, let's say, because nowadays many students use Google Docs. If I have my written assignment in a Google Doc, then I will go here and just click Google Doc. And what this does is it will instruct me how to convert my Google Doc into a doc, PDF, or text format. Okay. Then once I upload the essay, then I'm gonna name my essay and select the language. I can either do I can have my feedback be provided in Spanish, French, or Mandarin. Okay, and it will be returned back to me in 24 hours with the annotated feedback. All right, so so yeah, that's pretty much the dashboard. Now let's stop for a real quick here. Has anybody have any questions before I go back to the presentation? If you have any questions, please unmute yourself. And
so Sebastian, this is Liz Tovar. There are several questions in the chat. Do you want to save those for the end, or do you want to answer them now?
yeah, because I cannot see because I'm in the presentation mode. I'm not able to see.
I can. Do you want me to read them to you?
Yes, please do so.
Okay. One of the questions was, do students work with humans or bots?
Very good question. Excellent questions. Yes, we are proud, and that's one of the our greatest assets, is that all students are always going to work with human beings. So we have close to 1,000 tutors all across the US and Canada. And so your student is always going to work with a human being, with a real tutor. So yeah, so all interactions are going to be live with a tutor. They're chat-based with a real tutor. And that's why we strongly recommend perhaps you accompanying your student for the first few sessions so that you can see how it goes. And yeah, so, and also to abide by the code of conduct. Yeah, very good question.
Okay, let me see. There was a question about where somebody can see the recording of this session. In this session, the recording will be posted in our district website.
Correct. Yes. Yes. I will also send it to Herman so that he can distribute it as well.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull up some questions here.
Sure.
Can you set up recurring appointments with the same tutor?
No, that's because of the safety features that I mentioned earlier. Students cannot do any sessions with the same tutor. There always going to be a new tutor. Yeah.
And
Very
now, are these services free?
Yes, all these services are free to you. Your districts already pay for it, so there's no additional cost to you. It's all free for all the district students. Yes.
There was another question about, is it for high school only?
Yes. Yeah, he has been contracted for high school right now.
Are tutors aware of the AP materials and
Yes.
requirements?
Yes, they are aware. They are.
I have a question, is the chat history logged?
The chat history question is logged. Yes. So students are going to be able to go back to the history to any previous sessions. Usually students do that so that they can when they are prepping for an exam. And also the beauty of paper is that it's transparent, so teachers can see what their students are doing, what kind of questions are asking, or what kind of help they're requesting for tutoring at paper. So they're transparent for teachers, for admins, and also students, parents can also see their students' history of sessions with the tutors.
One other question is the student guaranteed a response from a tutor at any time of day, night?
Yes, absolutely. And that is something that is we guarantee that at any time during the day, and like I mentioned before, it could be 1 o'clock, and I have many districts where students have logged in at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I had this one student that started session at like around 11 o'clock at night and finished at like around 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, it doesn't matter if the student logs in early in the morning, late at night, they're always going to find a paper tutor live on the other end. And it doesn't matter if they spend 5 minutes or 5 hours in the session. Yeah, very good question.
Another question is, what does the feedback look like on an essay? Does the tutor mark it up, or is the feedback based on questions that are asked by students when the essay is uploaded?
Yeah, so the student will, when they upload any written work, any written assignment, they will also be going to be required to add additional instructions from the teacher, or if they have a rubric, they can also upload the rubric. So paper tutors, they will never gonna write on top of the assignment, or they will never also cross it out. So what they do is they're just gonna highlight, they're gonna highlight the text that needs to be worked or that needs to be fixed. Let me see if I have an example that can show you real quick. And yeah, so they're going to highlight the text that needs to be fixed. And let me just real quick show you what it looks like. Right here. Okay. So right here, and I'm going to share my screen now. I'm going to show you really quick what it looks like. So this is what an essay review looks like. Okay, so like as you can see, the tutor only highlights the text that needs to be fixed, and they make comments or questions. So if you put your mouse over the highlighter area, you're going to be able to see the tutor's comments. So in this case, we see that the tutor is asking the student, should this be one word or two? Then I go I mouse over to the next highlighter area, and tutor is asking or is making a comment. Only the first line of your essay should be indented, and so on. So yeah, so that's and tutors also use an internal tool called Plagiarize, just to make sure that students are not using resources or other sources. So yeah, they're all their own, or if they do, they're gonna make they're gonna highlight the text, and they're gonna make a comment and suggestion on how to go about fixing it. So yeah, that's an example of how the paper tutors provide feedback. Let me just now I'm gonna jump back to any other question before I go back to the presentation.
Another question is, when a student engages in a session with a tutor, is that tutor 100% dedicated to that student, or do they simultaneously work with several students?
No, that's one of the great benefits of paper tutoring services. It's all sessions are one-to-one. All our tutors are they only work with one student at a time. Yeah, it's a very good question though. Yeah, that's a very good question. Okay, so just to be mindful of time, I'm going to go back to the presentation, and then I'm going to allow a few minutes at the end so that we can entertain more questions. So what are the benefits for students and parents? So the benefits for students is, like I mentioned, they have unlimited access. They can go at 9 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the morning, and they're always going to find a tutor. Also, they can spend 5 minutes or 5 hours. I've seen it's in many cases students spending like 4 or 5 hours with a tutor. So yeah, that's unlimited access, 24 hours, 7 days a week. They also, there's a guided support through course content. Tutors can work on helping students with a variety of skills in any content area. And teachers gain insight to students' understanding. So because all sessions are recorded in paper, and teachers can have access to all the sessions, to all their student sessions. Also, teachers can learn what the students are using paper for, what are the areas where all the challenging concepts that students are using paper for, and they can reinforce that those challenging concepts during the class. Also, for parents, for you parents, this is an incredible support, because you can rest easy that your children are going to be working with experts. As I mentioned, all our tutors are certified educators. Okay, and also the fact that we provided our services in 4 languages: English, Spanish, French, and Mandarin. So if you are a parent that feels more comfortable helping or getting working in the help for your children in Spanish, you can select Spanish and you will be speaking with a live tutor in Spanish. All right. That's it. The case that you wanna accompany your children or your students during a session. And how parents can support students. So yes, definitely. Please log in with your students at least the very first 2-3 sessions, so that you can see firsthand how that's worked, and you can also help your student getting acquainted with paper, and also it should help your student build trust with tutors and increase confidence. And also you can guide your students to work with tutors anytime they need help and assistance. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and we can do, okay, so it's 6:33, but let's allow for a few minutes of a Q&A. And yeah, so if you have any questions, please unmute yourself and you can ask them.
Looks like a great service. I just gone on the web on Glassdoor, and I did see at least 2 comments from the tutors who said that it becomes overwhelming as they have to tutor multiple students at a time. So how do we avoid that? Because my son will lose patience if the tutor will take too long to respond.
Well, actually, the chat is immediate. They will have all our tutors are very patient, and they're trained. They're real educators. They're certified educators, and so I never, I never have any feedback from any school or any student saying that our tutors have, they have been coming overwhelmed. At the contrary, I'm going to be sharing with you throughout the school year. I'm going to be sharing all the comments from your students that they do about our tutors. So yeah, that's a work, and they take great pride on it. And so yeah, that's our tutors are very patient. They stay as long as it takes. They stay with the students throughout the until they get the homework completed. Yeah, very good question.
Hi, my name is Melika, and good evening to everybody. I have a question. If these teachers have access to see what questions students are asking, that's great, so that they can understand where is a kid's lacking knowledge. But because of the confidentiality, would they see also which student is asking these questions, and how is that impacting them grades at the end?
Well, actually, if anything, it really helps for teachers. It really helps. We've seen all these years, our experience tells us that it helps tremendously with teachers identifying the areas where the student needs help by just looking at the sessions. And sometimes we have many students that are they're like introverts, and they usually don't ask questions during class. But with tutors, they're more prone to ask more questions because it's chat based. And so all those questions that the students don't ask during class, they are being asked when they have a session with a tutor. And so teachers, they can read that, and they can see where the students need more reinforcement, where the students need more help. So yeah, that's a great tool, so that the teachers can get a lot of insight from the students. Yeah, very good questions. I guess we're going to have 3 more questions before we can end. So please, if you have any questions. Yes.
My name is Aisha, and I'm asking a question about the dual enrollment. My child, if she's enrolled with UC Scout, taking one subject there and rest of the subject she's taking at high school, will she be able to get help with the subject that she's enrolled with UC Scout as well? Because that subject might not show up on her dashboard. That's why I'm asking this question.
Okay, that's a very good question. I think I'm going to refer that to Liz Tovar. I'm not sure of the answer to that question.
Okay.
I mean, I think in terms of if they have a specific question, I believe the tutors will help, but it really depends on how it's showing up on their schedule. So if that class is showing up on their class schedule, it will also show up on the tutor on paper page. However, will the teacher from the UC, the other program, have access? Probably not, because this is specifically for all Campbell Union High School District students, and of course the teachers who are going through a training to get all the information for the class. I also wanted to mention there is something in the chat asking about how students sign up. So every single student, their accounts have already been created. So it's very, very easy. I have helped several students sign up. All that needs to happen is paper is already on our district website. You can go to the district website and under parent and student resources, students will see that. They just click on the paper icon, and then students will automatically get enrolled. They just, as long as they're enrolled in their school Gmail account, they will be able to have access, because all of our students have been enrolled.
Sure. Thank you, Liz. 2 more questions, please.
One question: what's the average waiting time for student to get a tutor?
10 seconds, 20 at the most seconds. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
thank you.
It's very quick. Yeah, very good question. Thank you.
Hi.
One more question, please.
My question is, what is the average age of the tutors? And the reason I'm asking is, if you know, there is something like a concept that's, let's say, explained in math, and if my kid doesn't understand and they seek the help of the tutor, what is the ability of the tutor to be able to explain it in another way and just not repeat the same standard verbiage that is there in the textbook? Because clearly that did not help. So I would think only if you have a lot of experience, you could present it in a way that could probably click with the students. So I'm curious what's the average age, because one of the presentation on YouTube I saw, they were very young.
Yeah, very good question. And yeah, and so there are 2 parts to that question. Is first, I really don't know the average age of our tutors. That's something that I'm gonna have to check with the tutor team. But I know that for a fact that all our tutors they have degrees in the subject area where they specialize. They have also experience as either teachers or tutors in the subject area. And 2, they usually they always apply the Socratic method. What is the Socratic method? The Socratic method it's a way to help students learn without giving answers. So they're not going to be reading from the textbook. They are going to help their students with just guiding the students through the homework problem by asking a lot of questions and prompting critical thinking. So unlike many other tutoring services where the student asks questions and the tutor just gives an answer, we don't, because we use the Socratic method, and which just to real quick, it's a 5-stage process where the students they log into paper with the questions about the homework or a challenging question. The tutor, the first thing the tutor does is the tutor is going to assess the level of knowledge of the student, how much the student knows about the subject that they are asking help with. Third, is then they're going to start guiding the students through the homework problem by asking questions, never giving answers. And 4, then at the end, the tutor is going to go back and just explain and clarify any knowledge gaps. And the last step is the students will leave the session more confident, more motivated, and more independent. Okay, so yeah, we all use the Socratic method. That was a very good question. And I think it being now 6:43, that was, unfortunately, that was the last question. Also, I'm gonna put in the chat an email where you can you reach out with any other questions. It's called parents at paper.co without the M. Okay, so let me just see why it's not posting. Okay, so it's parents at paper.co. Any questions, any concerns that you may have, you can always reach out to the team at paper. Okay, and so I'm going to thank you on behalf of the entire paper team. I'm going to thank you so much for taking your time to attend this parent info session. I hope to see you soon in another session. Thank you so very much and have an excellent evening. Thank you all.